going to hopefully bring you joy on this Sunday for joy, the third Sunday in Advent. And then afterwards, everybody can go to the kitchen, and the youth are going to joyfully serve us ice cream.
You guys have ice cream. That's right. Tonight's us. Christmas is in the city. This is my favorite time of the year.
No, it's Christmas in Kid City. It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Hello, we do this every year.
Oh, Joy, I love the way you light up the room.
Hashtag you light up his life.
Missy, why are you quoting Old Testament books at a Christmas party? And Izzy, lighten up.
Oh, Christmas just brings back so many memories. Like the 1978
Bible Quiz Finals.
Hey, enough about 1978. It's time to party.
Yes, that's right. This year is going to be awesome. We are going to do things unlike we've ever done it before. Come on, let's get started.
Hashtag this is going to be big.
This is gonna be big. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be grand. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. This is gonna be big. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be grand. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. We got a box full of paper, some ribbons and bows, some presents for wrapping, and some mistletoe. A little baby Jesus, an angel for the tree, all the decorations, it's easy to see. This is gonna be big, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be grand. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. We got a small wooden stable, some shepherds and sheep, a homemade halo and a Christmas tree. It's all come together, but something's telling me this year will be different. Just wait and see. This is gonna be big. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be grand. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. This is gonna be big. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be grand. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. Yeah.
Izzy, are you all right, dear? Come over here and help me.
Oh, Missy, what do you need? What do you...
Hashtag ask and he shall do it.
Steve, Joe, I really appreciate your offer, but you can go help Zoe. Izzy is going to help me for a minute. Izzy, what's bothering you, dear? You seem sad.
Oh, Miss Eugenia, haven't you heard? Izzy is upset because she just found out how she got her name.
The name Izzy?
My nickname is Izzy. My real name is Isaiah with a Z.
Wow, Isaiah.
Hashtag with a Z. Hashtag that's original.
Oh, Isaiah. I was just going over those Old Testament books earlier. I started to tell you earlier about the 1978 Bible Quiz Finals.
I still think you should have won it.
Oh, and I would have if I hadn't mispronounced Izzy. Did you know Isaiah is very important in the Christmas story. In fact, all the prophets...
Prophets. Do you say prophets? My dad in business says it's always important to make profits.
No, Joy, not that kind of prophets. I'm referring to the prophets who told the Christmas story in the Bible. Izzy, did you know that Isaiah is very important in the Christmas story? The prophets were called by God to speak for him, to be his messengers to the people.
Prophets told the story of a Savior who would come into a world of darkness and be the promised one. They said he'd be exalted, a king for all mankind. When you look back in the pages, you will find it's still the same story. God sent his son to earth, a baby in the manger, Lord at his birth. It's a season to remember, a gift from God to men. So we tell it, and we tell it, and we tell it once again. Can you just imagine the way it must have been? The angels telling shepherds to go to Bethlehem. The promise of the prophets was wrapped in swaddling clothes. And on and on and on the story goes. It's still the same story. God sent his son to earth, a baby in a manger, Lord at his birth. It's a season to remember, a gift from God to men. So we tell it, and we tell it, and we tell it once again. It's still the same story. God sent his son to earth, a baby in a manger, Lord at his birth. It's a season to remember, the gift from God to men. So we tell it, and we tell it, and we tell it once again. So we tell it, and we tell it, let's go tell it once again.
The Old Testament was divided into different groups of books, and two of those books were the Old Testament prophets. The prophets. And Isaiah was a major prophet.
Major prophets and minor prophets? Huh. Hey, that could be a name of a rock band, The Prophets. Except since I'm the only one who can actually play an instrument, it can be Zoe and the Prophets.
Spoken like a minor prophet.
Steve was right. We can't be major prophets. We only can be minor prophets. Introducing Zoe and the Minor Prophets.
Children, you are kind of missing the point. The major prophets and the minor prophets, major didn't mean that they were adults, and minor didn't mean that they were children. The major prophets were simply longer books than the minor ones.
That's nice, Miss E. Enough about major and minor. We already figured that out. Guys, let's talk about the specifics of the band. What were their names?
Whose names?
The prophets. We need to know their names so we can create an image for our band.
An image?
Yeah, Missy, you know the vibe of the band?
Yeah, what kind of fashion shape will we make?
And what kind of instruments we will play.
Miss E, tell us again, what were their names?
They're right here in the Bible. Hashtag we can hear you.
Yes, I know. Wasn't one of them Zeke the Wheel?
That's Ezekiel.
Oh yeah, and what about the Jonas brothers?
That's Jonah.
He was running away from Nirvana.
That's Nineveh.
We're never gonna get it. It's just so complicated. Memorizing prophecies is really overrated. Who would have called the poor kid Nahum? Surely that's not the name the parents gave him. Whoa, whoa. We got Zechariah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Malachi, Obadiah, Amos. Glad I wasn't that guy. Zephaniah, Haggai, Micah, and Joel. There's still one thing we all gotta know.
How do you say Habakkuk?
Whoa, whoa. We're never gonna get it. It's just so complicated. Memorizing prophecies is really overrated. Who would have called the poor kid Nahum? Surely that's not the name the parents gave him. Whoa, whoa. Zechariah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Malachi, Obadiah, Amos. Glad I wasn't that guy. Zephaniah, Haggai, Micah, and Joel. There's still one thing we all gotta know.
How do you say Habakkuk?
Don't forget Jonah. Don't forget Isaiah. Don't forget Daniel. Don't forget Isaiah. Whoa, whoa. Zechariah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Malachi, Obadiah, Amos. Glad I wasn't that guy. Zephaniah, Haggai, Micah, and Joel. There's still one thing we all gotta know. Whoa, whoa.
Miss Eugenia, back to Isaiah being an important prophet.
Oh yes, Izzy, I'm sorry. We got a little sidetracked. By the way, did I ever tell you about the 1978 Bible quiz finals and how I would have won if?
Yes! Hashtag 1978. Hashtag the year you lost. Hashtag it's pronounced Habakkuk. Hashtag move on.
Oh, I do get carried away with that story, don't I? Okay, back to the Old Testament prophets. As I was telling you earlier, Isaiah with an S was very important in the Christmas story. His name means salvation of the Lord.
Hashtag Isaiah to the Lord.
Hashtag don't quit your day job.
No, Joy. Isaiah predicted that God would save us through the birth of baby Jesus. It was Isaiah who foretold Jesus Christ hundreds of years before the first Christmas was ever celebrated. Here, Izzy, read this from chapter 9, verse 6.
Isaiah 9:6 says, "For a child is born to us, a son is given to us. The government will rest on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace."
So where do the minor prophets come in?
And isn't it supposed to be a Christmas party? Why are we still talking about Old Testament prophets?
Hashtag the prophets told the future.
Yes, they told the future about Jesus. And keep in mind that the major prophets and the minor prophets are both important. The major are just longer books.
Yeah, hashtag don't major on the minors.
Don't major on the minors. Don't lose track of the big, big story. All we need to focus on how the Father's only Son came down to show His glory. Don't major on the minors. Don't lose sight of the gift He gave us. A baby wrapped in swaddling clothes, and for us to know He loved us to save us. Christmas more than the presents and paper, more than the lights on the tree. Unto us is born a Savior, and that's the reason we sing. Don't major on the minors. Little things that keep you from seeing just how much He cares for you. Nothing that He wouldn't do if you just believe Him. More than just the presents and paper, more than the lights on the tree. Unto us is born a Savior, and that's the reason we sing. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria. Blessed is more than just the presents and paper, more than the lights on the tree. Unto us is born a Savior, and that's the reason we sing. Don't major on the minors. Yeah.
But all the Old Testament prophets have one thing in common, the theme of redemption.
Wait a minute. Who was redemption? Was redemption a major prophet or a minor prophet?
I am spoken like a true minor prophet.
Joy, redemption wasn't a prophet at all.
Hashtag redemption. It was the message of the prophets.
Very good, Joe. Redemption was, in fact, the message of the Old Testament prophets.
Okay, let me get this straight. The major and the minor prophets told God's message, redemption, and Isaiah, an important prophet, predicted baby Jesus.
No, if I understand what she's saying, redemption is what God did to save me.
I don't understand who redemption was.
And what does he have to do with our band? Joy, redemption wasn't a prophet at all. Redemption is what God did for us, to save us.
Hey, that's the Christmas story. If I understand what she's saying, redemption is what God did to save me.
Yes, he loved us so much that he came down to earth to show himself to his people to set us free. And Zoe, that's what your band will sing about at Christmas.
To show himself to us and set us free. So it happened just like Isaiah wrote.
Hey, that's the Christmas story. Where is that in the Bible?
Oh, I know. It's right here in the book of Luke, 2nd chapter. The birth of baby Jesus is what the prophets were telling the people. God would provide redemption.
The time came for the both to her firstborn a son. She wrapped him in clothes and placed him in a manger because there was no guest room available.
And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified.
But the angel said, "Do not be afraid, for I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find the baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger."
Suddenly, a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, heaven and on earth, peace to those on whom his favor rests."
And for us it has come through the birth, death, and resurrection of Jesus.
You set me free, so I'll shake off these heavy chains and wipe away every stain, 'cause I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed. All my life I have been called unworthy, we celebrate too. And sometimes we overlook.
Please tell me it has nothing to do with the Bible quiz finals of 1978.
Hashtag Habakkuk.
Oh, I know. My Sunday school teacher, Miss Strong, told us that Christmas is also about Jesus coming back.
Wait a minute. We get to celebrate his birthday and that he is coming back? You got it. How about that?
Hashtag 2 parties in 1.
I know it's still a few weeks before Christmas Day, but can we start celebrating now?
Absolutely. Zoe, why don't you get the celebration started with some music?
Hashtag this is gonna be big.
This is gonna be big. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be grand. Christmas and Kid City celebrate the Lord. This is gonna be big. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. We got a box full of paper, some ribbons and bows, some presents for wrapping and some mistletoe. A little baby Jesus, an angel for the tree. All the decorations, it's easy to see. This is gonna be big, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be grand. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. We got a small wooden table, some shepherds and sheep, a homemade halo and a Christmas wreath. Let's all come together, something's telling me this year will be different, just wait and see. This is gonna be big, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge, this is gonna be grand. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. This is gonna be big, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be grand. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord.
Hannah as Joy. Sunny as Steve, Hudson as Joe, Lily as Miss Eugenia, Emmy as Zoe, Scarlett as Izzy, Isaiah with a Z.
This is gonna be big. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be better than ever before. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be grand. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord. Christmas in Kid City, celebrate the Lord.
Again, we thank you for coming out tonight. And the youth are already back there getting stuff ready. They are going to serve you joyfully ice cream. There's also fudge that was homemade by one of our Compass teachers. So enjoy, have fellowship, and have a Merry Christmas.